Hi, I'm Kili, also known as Kelly.
And I'm Fili, also known as Alex.
Welcome to our corner of the Shire,
Where we will show you how to bring Middle-earth
into your daily life to keep you
a happy hobbit.
Shadow, wait. Don't you want to know when Pippin's birthday is? 2990. His dad's name is Thane. The things you learn from Costco books. Shadow, I'm so happy I have you to share my Tolkien love and knowledge with. Should we keep reading? We're on page 47.
Fili?
Yeah? What's wrong?
Since we're both in my room for no explicable reason, I happened to overhear you saying that.
Look, I'm sorry that I started the Tolkien dictionary reading to Shadow without you.
No, it's
But-
not.
What?
It's not that.
What's wrong? You look really nice. Are you wearing lipstick?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I wanted to look confident for something that I'm about to do.
Did you meet someone? And you didn't tell me?
Fili, you've Shadow that you can even share Tolkien with, and j.r.r, and I've met someone, and they're really important to me, and they don't know. They don't know about my Tolkien obsession yet, and I don't know how to tell them, so I'm trying to work up the courage to just tell them that Tolkien's a big part of my life. I mean, you found that out about j.r.r before you were even friends. How did that happen?
Yeah, let's not go there. Let's not talk about that.
Okay, be mysterious then.
Whatever.
I don't know what to do. If I just say, I love Lord of the Rings, and
It takes over my life.
then they just might be overwhelmed and get scared. And I don't want to scare them off. I really don't want to scare them off.
Okay, I understand. I understand. Well, look.
That's your advice, is to just bite at it?
Just take the plunge. Well, Shadow.
Shadow, what do I do?
That's not always possible. You say so?
Yeah.
Welcome to this episode of Happy Hobbit.
Who are you talking to, Shadow?
No, she went to my room to go to bed. You saw that?
She did? Must have missed that in the editing.
Okay,
She was there, now she's not. Okay.
whatever.
Wait.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is we're gonna give you some tips on how to use your j.r.r, your geek radar to, you know, kind of judge someone else's level of fandom. In particular, obviously, of their Middle-earth knowledge, their Middle-earth, you know, just where they are in the fandom. Are they a super fan? Do they even know anything?
How to tell if someone you're into is into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
But how do you do that?
Because it can be a hard thing to balance. I mean, regardless if you're someone like us who has the Middle-earth web series, you don't really want to come, you know, bursting out the gates of Mordor and just, oh, I lined up at 2 a.m. the day before for the premiere. You know, you might be a little bit shy about that. And if you're not shy about that, then that's awesome. But not everyone, you know, it's understandable to be a little bit wary. Are you alive?
What kind of question is that?
You were going like this.
No, I wasn't. I
You
was
wouldn't
listening.
move.
I was listening.
So
I wasn't making a face.
yeah, you just look like that. So little things you can do to start with would be like what Kili wonderful, beautiful Kili has done here. If you can notice, Smaug necklace, available for 5 payments of $19.99.
They're easy payments. You can't forget that part. Easy.
Just kidding. I don't know how much that costs.
I got it from Hot Topic a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, how am I supposed to use this?
So, okay, say you're going to meet this person, or you know you're going to see this person that, is, I assume, a possible love interest. And you maybe want to be a little bit more subtle about, trying to bring out, a geeky conversation, find out how, like I said, where they are in the fandom. So you can wear something like this.
Well, what are you wearing? You're wearing the One Ring.
Wear the One Ring. It's subtle, in that it could just look like a gold ring, or obviously, if you know what it is, you know what it is. Or
and then they'll be like,
Smaug.
"Hey, that's a cool necklace," and I'll be like, "Thanks." And then I wait, and they might just go back to nibbling on their lettuce, and I'll be like, "It's Smaug, the dragon from the Hobbit."
Who nibbles lettuce? Legolas?
Not Ori. But okay, actually, delete that. You shouldn't say the dragon from the Hobbit. You should say it's Smaug and wait to see if they then say, "Oh, the dragon from the Hobbit," or if they go,
Some people might say smog too.
Smaug.
Okay, if they do that, you should just run.
Smaug? I mean, in theory, someone who responds like that could still be into Middle Earth. They're just obviously not at your level.
Or they just have a stuttering, thing.
There's always an opportunity to bring them up, guys. This is what we're saying. Like, when you're as far into the fandom as a lot of us are, and you meet someone who's not as into it, but you know has potential, you can bring them up. You can help lift them up to your level.
You can bring them to your level of fandom. One Smaug necklace at a time.
Or one ring at a time. It's true.
And look, if they look at your dragon necklace and just compliment it as, "Oh, that's a cool dragon necklace," that alone is a good sign, because, not everyone likes dragons.
Wait, isn't it... Like, I thought there was something like that with you and Daggerlad when you first met.
No! Okay, we're not talking about me and Daggerlad, okay?
Alright, off subject. I mean, off topic and off subject. Another tip that I was actually taught as a conversational skill by none other than Beaufort from Torn Tuesday, also known as Justin, is that if you're in mixed company, professional situation, maybe you're at a work luncheon and you haven't outed yourself as a Middle-earth maniac yet, something you could do is just, as you're like eating a baby carrot or whatnot, say, "Yeah, I have to eat a lot. I'm a total hobbit." And then you just let it sit. And I've practiced this several times since I was taught this technique, and it works really well. You'll flush out the other Middle-earth fans in the group, because inevitably someone will go, "Oh my gosh, I'm a total hobbit too." And again, it's a balancing act. You never know like where their level of fandom's gonna be, but at least gives you that starting off point that you have in common. Thanks for that tip, Beaufort. You're welcome. Is he here?
So another simple thing that you can do to kind of lure out the geek in someone, is if you're outdoors with them, or even not necessarily on a hike, but you're just somewhere outside where there's trees and you can see the landscape, you can say something like, if you're surrounded by green rolling hills, you can say, "Oh wow, this looks like the Shire, it's so beautiful." Then, if they're a geek, they'll be like, "Oh wow, you're right, it does." Or if they're not that hardcore, then it's not something that weird to say, because, Shires are real things. Or you could do something that, you know, kind of shows part of your personality as well as your geek level by, say you're walking around in the city with this person and you're looking at all the buildings and you're like, you know, I'm not really a fan of the city, I'm kind of more of an elf. I like the woods. And I know it's a little bit braver to do that one because, you know, you're calling yourself a mythical, a creature, an elf. However, you know, it can be worth the risk because you're showing a part of yourself and you're besides just your geekdom, and they might turn around and go, you know, me too, I'm kind of more of a ranger or something who loves Aragorn. No. Or just, you know, they might disagree. So, another little thing.
So, we're kind of escalating here. I mean, if you just outed yourself as an elf, then that's getting kind of brazen.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, now that I think about it, I do have a story more like that. Okay. Well, I was talking to this guy once, and, like, on the surface, we really, you know, he really did not seem like a nerd or anything like that. He was into, you know, more socially acceptable things. And
what?
Like cars and sports and stuff. And then I happened to be like, yeah, when I worked in New Zealand, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh, why'd you work in New Zealand? And I was like, well, I was working for Weta Workshop, who are the people who made Lord of the Rings. And at that point, he surprised me by being like, oh my god, I'm a huge Middle-earth fan, and he got really excited, and I wasn't expecting that. So, that's not really advice, though, that you can use. Unless you worked in... No, you can do it if you've been to New Zealand, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to have worked in New Zealand. You can just be like, oh yeah, one time when I was in New Zealand, and then... Or even, I really want to go to New Zealand.
Why do you want to go to New Zealand?
That's where the Hobbiton set is.
In Mata?
Yeah!
I've totally been there.
Get out!
Right? It was cool. You like hobbits?
I love them. So there you go. Just using the country of New Zealand itself is a good way to be connected.
It is, because, I mean, if you're a fan, or even a small fan, you're gonna think
You know it was filmed there.
Yeah, you're gonna connect New Zealand to Middle-earth. So it's only natural to be nervous talking about this subject because you don't want to come across as I love Lord of the Rings! It's my life!
Or maybe you do. I don't know who's watching this.
Or maybe we should be a little bit more subtle.
Fili, all of these tips are how we figure out if the other person is into Middle-earth. How do you know if they're trying to gauge your interest?
Yeah. Well, what about what happened in Ireland?
What do you mean? What happened in Ireland?
Oh, you know, the time we went into a pub, I sat down on an old sea chest, just, you know, relaxing. You go up to the bar to go, you know, order a Guinness, and next thing I know, I overhear the words dwarf coming out of your mouth, talking to some guy.
Yeah, that's a good example, actually, Fili. Walked up to a bar, ordered a drink. There was a guy sitting there, and he says, who are you, what do you do? You know, you just start chatting. I say, I'm a writer, and he says, what do you write? And I said, oh, most of my stories have a fantastical twist. And he says, you write fantasy, that's the best answer, because Lord of the Rings is my favoriteest thing ever. So sometimes, what you do can be a segue to create a safe space.
Yeah.
For the other person to then wave their geek flag.
Because you want to offer them the option, too.
But that was unintentional. That
Yeah,
just sort of
that's true.
happened.
That's true.
Don't know still what happened with you and Daggerlad.
Because it's a boring story anyway.
Well, if it's so boring, why don't you tell it?
Because everyone will just fall asleep.
Some people have insomnia. Some people need help sleeping.
Okay. Alright, well... fine. I guess that is a good teaching story. Okay, well, let's see. This is before Dagger Lad and I had even interacted. We weren't even friends yet. We were just in a screenwriting class together. It was my first semester at, university. And, so we were in this class. And yeah, this is a good tip because, we were in obviously a creative writing, class. And I happened to write a very nerdy comedy, with a lot of LARPing and Lord of the Rings jokes. So if you're in a setting like that, where you know you're going to be sharing some of your creative work and maybe you're kind of want to use it as a little lure around the room to see if anyone will come out and, bite that, then that's an easy way to, see if anyone else in the class is as much of a geek as you, especially someone you see who you might have interest in. Because, often you share your work in those sort of classes. However, honestly, that wasn't my intent. When Dagger Lad was in my class, I just wrote it without even really knowing we were going to share it. It was my first screenwriting class. And, well, you see, he was the back of the class kind of kid. I was in the front, because if I don't pay attention. And, well... Really, Kili, okay. We were sharing the first scene, actually, of our screenplays. Mine was being read aloud. We were discussing it. Dagger Lad is across the room from me. He raises his hand, has a comment. And as soon as I hear him talk, I get very scared. Because, I'd noticed him before, long ranger hair and all, and I just, obviously, because I noticed him, I couldn't ever talk to him. It's just too scary. So, he speaks up and he says, "You spelled Nazgul wrong. It's actually Nazgul. And I had obviously spelled it with an E or something. And I remember as he said that, I just nodded silently and just wrote it down. He had done that, later he admitted, as kind of what we've been talking about. He was trying to do a geek joke, because obviously it's not a big deal if you spell something wrong. But because it was something Middle-earth related, he took it, as a moment to make a kind of a nerd jokey flirty thing. And, yeah. Wait. Why am I still being filmed?
What do you mean, why are you still being filmed? I'm not filming.
Okay. For real, Kili, you're not?
No.
Okay. That was ridiculous. First off, people can't know that I misspelled Nazgul. And second off, they can't... I don't know if I really want that in there. That's how it started. Something that embarrassing. I mean, you would have thought it was because I caught him chasing Aragorn around in the woods. But
I'm not filming anyway, so it doesn't matter.
okay.
I was.
Are you happy now? I told you.
I think that's really cute, Fili.
Really?
Yeah, he obviously really liked you.
Well, do you think he likes me now?
He killed a pumpkin walker for you. Yeah, kinda think he does.
Okay.
It's not only Aragorn he's after. Actually, your story with Dagger Lad and the story of how I made that friend in Ireland, there's something in common here. We were both just living our lives and being ourselves. And being Middle-earth geeks, that's obviously a huge part of our identity. And
True.
as such, we were just being who we are, and in each situation, it came out naturally.
That's true. It just came out because, well, like you said, it's when something's such a big part of your life, you know, it's just gonna, without even intentionally, it's just gonna drop into conversation.
So, I shouldn't worry about telling this person about my love for Middle-earth. I should just go spend time with them and love them and hug them and kiss them and just be me.
Okay. You might want to take a little bit slower than that if you're just
No,
just
I'm
meeting them.
going for it. I am doing it right now.
Okay.
I am off.
Okay. Well, good luck. But she's right. Just be yourself, and your geekdom will just flow out naturally, like the river onto it. So Kili just ran away, and
I'm so
now
happy that you just accept me for who I am, and you know what? I love you too.
I wonder, it must be the other Kili.
I've loved you since the moment I saw you, and I don't care if you've been out in the rain and you're wet and muddy. It's just...
Kili?
It's just...
What are you doing?
Mischief knows everything about me now. She knows who I am. This is who you were talking about?
Yes, she hasn't seen Lord of the Rings or anything. She's too young for that. But she doesn't mind, do you, Missy? Missy Bean doesn't
All
mind.
this time you were talking about starting a conversation with a dog and impressing a dog with your geek cred?
Yeah. One of the most important people in my life. Right here.
Mischief.
Well, I mean, I agree.
She's muddy
It's
little
just
mischief.
a bit
Missy, don't
surprising.
Don't bite me.
Mischief, what do you say?
What do you say, Mischief? Missy.
What do you say?
She says she loves me no matter what.
Well, I guess if it's a dog or a person, no matter what it is, just be yourself, and whoever this is that you're trying to get closer with, and share your geekdom with, just be yourself, and that's the most important thing.
And they'll accept you for who you are if they're worth anything. Won't they?
Mischief! Missy! Won't you?
Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Shadow?
And Shadow and Mischief.
Isn't that right?
What good
I think so.
What good
I think so.
Oh, what good girls. You both need your nappies.
Yeah. Well, from Kili and Fili, good luck, and let us know if these work.
Yeah. They should. We've tested them all pretty much.
Especially, you know, on dogs. It works.
You silly girls.
What are you guys up
Silly
to?
girls. Are you so happy? Are you so happy? Did Mischief finally come back from her walk? And you have taken your nap.
Yeah.
You're so big, Missy B. You're just so big.
Big burrito. Missy, where are you?
Oh, sorry. Come here, little sissy. Missy. Come here, little sissy. That's our little sissy.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I
Wait,
can
don't
get
kill
them.
don't kill my shirt.
I don't think I can get them both in it.
And then,
Yeah.
Can you move your clothes basket though?
Or not.
Someone thought that was a still. I always do that on my video blog. I try to trick people into thinking that I'm a still. You know why we move though? Because of our heartbeats and stuff. If we were dead, we would be holding still. You're farther back or something. You look really small.
Today we are going to be giving some tips on how to use your Middle-earth radar. Wait, how do you say that? Use it? Why are you all dressed up? Look at you! Oh my god! Are you wearing lipstick?
Yeah?
Oh my god! It's really fun doing that.
Making faces.
You just go like this.
And melt.
Okay, this isn't a red carpet, you know that, right?
You know my carpet's pink. Like my walls.
Okay.
Shadow, what should I do? How do I tell them I like Lord of the Rings? What do I do?
Whatever she does next is exactly what you should do.
Let's see what she does.
Shadow, what should Kili do to find out if someone... Just talk to them about it?
Yeah. I can try that. I can try just talking to them.
So just talk about it?
That's your advice.
Is that what you think? And then what? Look away. Like the river under it. Is that the name?
Yeah.
What is it?
You just want to be the star? Shadow.
You
just
hate
wanna be
everything
the
right
star.
now.
What is that funny business? What is this funny business? Hi, Shadow.
Shadow,
Yes.
do you want to be in the movie?
What's going on? Are
You're
we
just a
torturing
potty.
you by making you be on Happy Hobbit?
Is it horrible?
It's a rainy day.
You're not missing anything, see?
It's a rainy day. A beautiful girl. You're so beautiful.
Shadow. Look what happens when you hug her. Brilliant.
I hate you.
Ow! What?
Shadow doesn't
Grandma
like
bites.
hugs. So, is that the answer, Mischief? Is that the answer, Mischief?
She says, be yourself, even if you bark.
Even if you bite people's unicorn slippers? Okay.